In this lesson, I'm going to show you how easy and how quick it is to start creating in Scratch. Let's begin by heading over to the Scratch homepage at scratch.mit.edu. In here, we're going to click on Create at the top. This will initiate a new project for us. As you can see, we were able to start without even having to create an account on the Scratch website. The first time that you create a new project on Scratch might feel a little bit intimidating. There are so many different options in here, but we are going to be going through all of them, and after a few videos, you are going to be very familiar with most of what's here on the screen. The first part that we are going to look at is the actual game. This area here is called the game stage, and it is what the player will see when they play your game. You can make your stage full screen by clicking on this icon here, and this is what your game looks like at the moment. The green flag is normally used to start the game, and the red icon here is used to stop your game. At the moment, our game doesn't do anything, but this is what it's going to look like for the final player or final user. We can exit this full screen page by clicking on the icon again. If you want to change the position of your cat, you can grab your cat and move it around. You can change it and place it in any position that you want. Every time you change the position, you might notice that the cat properties change, in particular the coordinates X and Y. We are going to talk about those in a future lesson. In this area here, we have some sprite properties, such as the name of the sprite, which we can change, for instance, to cat. The coordinates X and Y, which represent the position of the cat on the screen. We then have buttons to show and hide the sprite. If you wanted to hide your sprite for some reason, you can do so here, as well as options to change the size and the direction of the sprite. The sprite area or sprite list shows you all of the different sprites that you have in your project. For now, we only have one, this cat here. If we wanted to add more sprites, what you can do is go to this button where it says choose a sprite and click on that, and then you can see a long list of options for you to utilize. You can filter the sprites by category. For instance, if we only want to see animals, we can click on that, and then we can select one of the animals. I'm going to go and select this bear here. So now we have a cat and a bear. Another important element here is the backdrop or background of your game. Currently, it's all just white. You can go here to the background section and click on the button to choose a new backdrop. This gives you a lot of options to choose from. Just like with the sprites, we can also filter the backgrounds by category. So I can go and select any of these, and that will change the background of my app or my game. This larger area here is called the Workspace, and this is where you are going to be adding your code. I'm going to close this tutorial that appeared when we created a new project, but you're welcome to watch it on your end. Before going any further, we are going to do a challenge. The challenge is for you to go to the Scratch website if you haven't already, create a new project, and add 10 different sprites. So go and select 10 different sprites as well as a background. So go and familiarize yourself with the sprites, move them around, rename them, and also learn how to hide them and how to displaying them back. So that is going to be the challenge for you before you proceed to the next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to be creating our first computer program with Scratch. This is really exciting, especially if you've never coded before. Let's begin by creating a new project. We can go to File and then click on New. That will initiate a new project for us. Next, we are not going to be using the cat here, so we can delete it. In the sprite list, let's find our cat and click on the rubbish bin icon. That will delete the sprite from our project. Let's go and select a character for our game. So I'm going to choose a sprite, and from here you can find any character that you want. I'm going to be choosing the chick in here. Okay, so that's going to be my character for this particular game. The main area here is what's called the workspace, and this is where we will be adding our code. The way that we build these programs in Scratch is by using blocks, and those can all be found in the block palette on the left side. Let's go to where it says motion, and in here you can see the different blocks that are used to represent motion in Scratch. And we're going to look at that very first one that says move 10 steps. So if you click on that, you can drag it onto your workspace. In your workspace, you can zoom in and out using these icons here. What happens if we click on this block? You can see that every time I click on the block, it is actually moving 10 steps. If I go and change this number, if you click there, you can actually change the number of steps that it's moving. So if I type 1, you can see that now it moves a lot slower. Let's set it back to 10. In Scratch, games are usually started by clicking on the green flag icon. But currently, if I click on that icon, nothing happens. Our character doesn't move. In order for the character to move when we click the icon, we need to find a starting event. You can find events here on the blocks palette by going to events, and this gives you a few options. Let's grab the very first one that says when the green flag is clicked. So if we place that event on top of the block that we had previously added, you can see that they fit in perfectly. So that when the green flag is clicked, we are going to be moving 10 steps. Let's try it out to see if it works. I'm going to go and click on that green flag again. And you can see that now, whenever I click on the green flag, our character moves 10 steps. So that's our very first computer program. We've created something that's interactive, that responds to user input, and that moves a character on the screen. And this is just the beginning. We are going to be doing really exciting things in the next few lessons. In this lesson, we are going to be adding additional blocks to our program. Let's begin by going to Looks on the left side on the blocks palette, and look at the very first one that says hello for 2 seconds. Say hello for 2 seconds. So I'm going to grab that one, and we can bring it into our workspace. And you can see that it actually fits in with the previous block, so we can place it after the movement block. We can change the text here by clicking on it, so I can say hi, and you can also change the duration. Let's leave that as 2 for now. Let's press the green flag icon to see if it works. You can see that the chicken moved, and then it said hello for 2 seconds. Let's try that again. After saying hi, we can also go and grab a different block here that says think, So let's place that one after the say block and try it out. So you can see that all of these steps were executed in order. In fact, they were executed from top to bottom. That's how programs are executed in Scratch. We moved 10 steps, then we said hi, and then we had the thought after that. If you change the order of this block, so I'm going to grab this think block and I'm going to place it before the say block, and we run the program again, you're going to see that the execution order was different than the first time. While we're executing this, if we want to stop, we can just press that red button. So you can interrupt or stop your program at any point in time by pressing on the red stop button. Let's go and play a sound as well. If we go here to sound, look at the first one that says play sound until done. Now, in your case, because I chose the chicken, it shows me this sound here. In your case, it might be showing a different sound, and that's fine. Lastly, we are going to be moving our chicken again after playing the sound. So we can go to motion, and we can go to move again, and grab that one and add it at the very end. And this time we can move for 20 steps. So let's try the whole animation one more time. Okay, before we finish here, we are going to be doing a challenge. And the challenge for you will be to add a new sprite. So add any new sprite that you want. And you're going to see that when you select that new sprite, your program no longer shows. Let's go and select our chicken again. You can see that when we select our chicken by clicking on it, the workspace actually displays the chicken image. The program that we created only applied to this particular chicken. So the challenge is to go and add a second sprite. And in that second sprite, we are going to create a new program. Okay, that new program should contain 10 blocks in total. To keep it simple, use the same blocks that we have already used with our chicken. However, if you do want a bit of an extra challenge, you can play around with a few of the other blocks. Now, keep in mind that there are a few things here that we haven't covered, so some of the blocks might not fit in, or you might not know at this point in time what they do, but you're welcome to experiment, in particular with the first three categories: motion, looks, and sound. But again, if you want to keep it simple, just use the same blocks that we have been using, but arrange them in a different order, add 10 in total, and also change what they say, or like the durations and the distances of the different elements. So that's the challenge. Once you've had a try, then you can continue to the next lesson.